She's been called the most powerful African American woman on Wall Street, and her firm has generated trillions of dollars of deals for infrastructure projects like airports, roads, and many other municipal projects across the country. Now she's paving the way for minority businesses to gain access to the capital they need to scale and grow their business. Joining us this morning, the CEO and president of Siebert Williams Shank and Company, Ms. Suzanne Shank. Suzanne, what a pleasure to join us. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, let's begin. First of all, congratulations on all your success. You are absolutely amazing. If people don't know your name, they should. But congratulations on all your success. And let's start at the beginning. A child prodigy reading at the age of 3. I have a 7-year-old grandson, and it's a struggle. What in the world was going on in the water in Savannah, Georgia, that you were reading at the age of 3?
It was the influence of my mother, who was a teacher, and she stressed the importance of education. And I did not watch a lot of television growing up. My outlet was reading, and I enjoyed doing so. And she and my godmother would, in fact, have me stand in front of a class of fifth graders and read as a kindergartner to prove to them that they should be doing better, which was horribly embarrassing for me, but it was really the influence of a strong mother who was a great educator.
Wow, that is amazing. And your mom had the HBCU experience from Spelman College?
She did. She attended Spelman College and graduated in 3 years. And I think she hoped that I would attend, and I decided to go a slightly different path. I went down the road of engineering and attended Georgia Tech.
Yeah. So we need more African American role models in STEM and STEAM careers. Tell us about your experience at Georgia Tech. It must have been amazing. It's such a great school, especially when you talk about engineering.
Yes, we had a record number of African Americans when I entered Georgia Tech, and it was an in-state school, so I could actually afford to help pay for my college education by working in the summer and on breaks. And obviously the cost of education has ballooned so dramatically now, but it was just a great experience. Engineering schools are very tough. They teach you a lot about yourself and the need for teamwork and to have study groups and perhaps interface with people you hadn't, of different cultures and races. And so it was really quite an experience. And, I think Georgia Tech now, and has for some years, graduated more African American engineers than any other school.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, it's an amazing university. We marvel at it here in the Metro Atlanta area for the quality of students that they produce and put out. But tell us a little bit about your transition. What led you from engineering, because you were doing quite well by all standards, into finance? And you ended up at the Wharton School for your MBA. What led you down the field to finance?
Well, I had a cousin who mentioned to me that she had gone to business school, and we were comparing, trajectories within corporations. And as I began to think about it, it was apparent I would not be able to rise up the corporate ladder at the company I was working for, General Dynamics, without a graduate degree. So I decided to apply to business schools. My parents were not thrilled. They wondered why I was leaving a good paying job as an engineer
I'm
to
sure.
pursue my MBA. But I had actually planned to pursue an MBA in management and perhaps go back to General Dynamics and move up the corporate ladder. But at Wharton, I really got the bug of Wall Street. All of my peers were aggressively fighting to get a job on Wall Street or with management consulting firms. I decided to try Wall Street, sort of as a challenge to myself. And since I had the underlying engineering degree, public finance attracted me because, I was then able to finance infrastructure projects rather than design them as I had been trained in undergrad. And I was also attracted to finance because it was just much more, technical and analytic, and that was what I was used to from my undergraduate training.
Yeah, that is amazing how you merged the two, engineering and finance, and put it together and made it really work to amazing heights. You mentioned a challenge there. Your dad was not unfamiliar to challenges, being the first African American bus driver in the state of Georgia. Is that where you get that toughness and that fighting spirit?
Y- Absolutely. I observed, my dad work his way up from being the first Black bus driver without a college degree. He could not finish college because he had to help take care of his parents and sisters. Work his way up from that to be the director of the local transit authority in Savannah. I observed my mother go from a teacher to be, a school superintendent, assistant superintendent, I'm sorry, in the Savannah public schools and get her graduate degree while raising me and taking care of a home. So I saw them working hard. I saw their humility, and, it was just instilled in me that to get ahead, you really just had to keep your head down, work hard, and not let others define you.
Absolutely. What a great message. Let's move on now and talk a little bit about the Clear Vision Impact Fund. Um, you put together some amazing partners in this effort to get minority businesses the funding they so need. In prepping for this interview, Suzanne, I found some really disturbing information about Black businesses. And one of the stats that I found was just 1% of Black business owners can get a business loan in their first year of operation. And we know how critical that first year is. So tell us a little bit about the motivation behind the fund and how it came together.
Well, as we were talking to our some of our corporate clients, and as you mentioned, we have Microsoft was the initial investment. We also got investments from Apple, eBay, Comcast, and Constellation Brands. Um, our corporate partners and ourselves began discussing this void of capital access for Black businesses. I think Guidant Financial did an analysis of African American businesses last year and found that 44% of them noted they use cash to fully or partially fund their businesses. They also cited, lack of cash flow and capital, lack of sufficient marketing and advertising resources, and time management, just that Black businesses typically are narrowly managed. And we also know that minority owned firms have faced lending discrimination. And even with well intentioned government programs such as the CARES Act, that only 12% of those who applied that were Black or Latinx small businesses actually got PPP loans. So it was the desire of ourselves and our corporate partners to provide another source of funding that might allow successful Black businesses to grow in scale, and also that we would be able to provide them technical assistance along the way and potentially connect them with these corporations who are also seeking to hire Black businesses as vendors.
Yeah, it's so important to get that cash, to have access to it. And so many Black business owners say they received so little assistance from their banking partners to even apply for loans. How do we get corporate America to pay attention to this systemic practice and start making changes? Because it's costing our economy money. When the African American business owner is stronger, so is our economy. And we thought that dollars and cents would cause people to stand up and listen, but the numbers tell us they should, but we haven't gotten there yet.
It's really unfortunate that the tragedies surrounding, all the unfortunate killings of Black Americans last year is what was necessary to shed true light and motivate corporate America to really take notice that, we have been an underserved population with, very few resources allocated. I do feel very hopeful that because I'm seeing great announcements by corporations of all sizes across America, focusing more on diversity and inclusion initiatives and putting dollars as these corporations that we've partnered with behind their attestations that they want to do better and to do more. So, I'm very hopeful that we are seeing a change in our country. And I think we all have to lean in and take advantage of this moment in time and reach back and try to help others.
Absolutely. Speaking of helping others, as an African American woman on Wall Street, you know what the challenges look like. You know some of the barriers. You know what the hurdles can look like. What is your advice to young African American women right now who are trying to climb that same career path to success that you followed? What would you tell them? What would you have them know?
Well, it's a lot of hard work that you have to be prepared for hard work. But, let your dreams guide you. You should not be reluctant to try for something that you really want to do. I did not even know Wall Street existed growing up, in Savannah, Georgia. The only entrepreneurs I knew of were, perhaps doctors or lawyers. I didn't know anything about the business community. And so if you really just uh, grasp your dreams and, you know, with enthusiasm and just don't give up. I didn't know what engineering was, for example, and I decided to give it a shot because I knew I could get a job and found a whole career path, and the same with Wall Street, that I have grown to love. And there are people out there who will help. I did not get opportunities for advancement without a mentor at every aspect of my career. And I think lots of people today, and the mentors don't have to look like you. They can be white men, white women, Black, Latino. There are lots of people, I think, willing to have impact. And if I think today is the time that I'm just very excited about what I'm seeing in the community.
Yeah. Were you surprised at the big names that decided to donate to the fund to become a partner in the Vision Fund, the Clear Impact Vision Fund?
Not entirely. These are corporations that we've had a long working relationship with. So they have been willing to engage with our firm, which is 92% owned by people of color, and have us, participate in their capital markets activities for years. So I was not overly, shocked that they would not take this next step and investment in, trying to reach back and help others and really help communities that have been underserved.
Yeah. When you look at Black entrepreneurship, you said you were hopeful. What advice would you have for those people, those young folks who are coming out of college and say, "Man, I really don't want to work for anyone else. I want to follow my dream." Where's the best place to start?
Well, I think the best place to start is really to gain the expertise first. For someone to, invest in you, they have to believe that you have the capabilities to drive growth and achieve your goals. And so, I just caution, if you have a great idea, obviously go for it. But it never hurts to have the foundation of experience and well established experience and building relationships that will help propel you once you do step out on your own.
Absolutely. Suzanne Shank, the president and CEO of Siebert Williams Shank and Company, our guest this morning. Thank you so much for joining us in the Real Times Media Newsmaker Spotlight. We certainly appreciate your expertise and we wish you continued success. And wow, just congratulations on the Clear Vision Impact Fund and your announcement and moving forward, helping African American entrepreneurs and businesses.
Thank you so much. And thank you for getting our story out. We appreciate it. We are looking to invest in companies, and we're off and running.
All right. Suzanne Shank, the president and CEO of Siebert Williams Shank and Company.